What's going on? And happy Thursday. What up, dog?
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome to A Lady and a Savage podcast. And if you are a frequent viewer, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We love y'all.
Yeah, welcome. And she didn't even introduce who she is. Her name is...
That's right.
What's your
Tasha.
name? And I'm Chuck.
I need an alter ego. I'm going to start having me an alter ego each week.
You can do that. You can do that. Uh-oh.
What you trying to say?
No, you can do that.
I don't know what that means because you've been savage the first 3 weeks back, so I don't even know what other type of alter ego you could be right now.
She been dealing with
today I already done picked it while we sat here and talked about it for a couple seconds. I'm Wonder Woman.
Okay, Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
What we doing today?
The usual. Today we about to talk about what's going on in these streets. We're going to talk about how many people need to hit us up so that we can help them advertise their product or service for a small fee, because
Absolutely.
we are about to be in everybody's house, car, kitchen,
Speaking
back
into
pocket,
existence.
on the train. If you in New York City, you're going to be on the A train. We about to be everywhere.
I'm not going to be on the A train, but...
The people will, and they're going to be listening.
Yeah.
All right, so do hit us up, A Lady and a Savage podcast at gmail.com, and all of our DMs on all social platforms are open, so
We want to hear from you.
find a way to connect.
Definitely. And please, tell us your business.
Oh,
Remember, I
yes.
like to hear your stories. I want to hear everything about you.
I got another one from a guy this week. I'm excited.
I hope it ain't nothing like, oh boy, this is something last week.
No, but I think you're going to like this one.
Okay, I'm with it.
All right, so
Let's get right into it.
like you like to do. Okay, so first things first, the active shooter, I don't know if everyone heard, but there was an active shooter in Memphis who was on the loose. I don't know how, I don't forgot now how many people he got, but he got quite a few people before. They had a 3-hour.
Did you just chuckle a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Okay, we're gonna pray, but go ahead.
That's a nervous laugh.
There you go. Okay,
Like it just
that
is
is true.
so uncomfortable. Like
Yeah, that's
to
true.
be told
That's
that it's
true.
an active shooter. We had one here. Remember? It was literally like a week ago.
Oh, I was unaware.
Oh my
Yeah, on the
gosh!
west side.
On the
Oh,
west
yeah,
side.
yeah, I was aware.
He
I
kept
was
4
aware.
people.
I was
Oh,
aware.
okay. Yeah, so this dude even younger, because ours was like I think 26.
19. He was 19.
Yeah, this cat in Memphis 19.
He was 19 here.
Oh, ours was 19
He's
too.
like 21.
Not
I
the
knew he
boy
was
that
super
around
young.
That, y'all talking about 7 Mile?
Yeah, he's 21.
No, he was 19.
No, he's 21.
Google it. Let's Google it.
Are we
We're not
looking
gonna
it up
debate
right now?
Yeah, we're gonna spit facts. Cause
Are we betting any money?
no,
I need to know who car to get in.
I already got a gambling problem.
You need to know who car you got to get in.
I don't need to
When it's time
gamble.
to go.
I definitely do not need to gamble. But as we wait for the facts of that, let's continue.
Okay, so anyway, the whole point is he's been apprehended. He's in custody. It took a 3-hour manhunt, so the streets of Memphis are now safe.
We're happy that he's found.
Okay, found it.
Is that? Come on, Tasha, you acting like an old lady. Come
You know
on,
what?
speed
You
it
know
up.
what, Graham?
Speed it up. You taking long pauses today.
Graham.
Like, what did you do before you got here?
This one coming from the guy that can't see nothing right now.
Grant.
Hey, he worried about the wrong thing. As my cousin would say, he worried about the wrong thing. I can see fine right now.
This article doesn't share his age.
Okay, so we're going to have to move on. It's not that important.
Okay.
Well, a lot of
afterwards.
What's
Shit,
next?
it's not that important.
After. Oh wait.
And we got to hurry up and get to introducing our guest and get to our real topic. And she's dedicated to finding this
Who said
information
19?
out. I did. Was I correct? I was incorrect?
It looks as though you were correct.
Oh, thank you.
It says 3 people were killed and a 4th was injured after an armed man wandering the area of Wyoming near 7 Mile in the early hours on August 28. White said the suspect is 19 years old and may have been dealing with a mental illness.
No, we're not going to get on that. We'll get on that all day, but I think something going on with the kids.
Please check out,
Yeah.
if you have not seen last week's episode, please check out last week's episode about youth and the criminal justice system, because something is very wrong with the kids.
Yeah, and they setting them up, too.
The big stuff seems to be younger and younger. Like this active shooter, the one we had in
The
Michigan.
carjacking, the robberies.
Younger and younger.
They're getting younger and younger.
Oh,
That's because they the ones that's out there running the street, though. They getting recruited. They recruiting the young ones. What you mean?
Just in case CL wants to chime in.
The fact that they just so easily doing it, that's the crazy part.
It's something going on. But this is our guest today. I forgot. Because we done got into the news stories and he might want to chime in. I forgot. But we brought today our up-and-coming music producer, CL, in the building. Thank y'all.
Welcome.
He makes really, really great beats. And he also, like, when he does his samples, to me, he samples stuff that people wouldn't think to sample. But it come out very dope. And I'm not just saying that because I don't really... I laugh at people who say they got a music career because it's one of those.
She's right.
It's like CNA jobs to the black girls. Like, y'all just want to wear scrubs. Y'all ain't really doing nothing. But CL...
You know we gonna give it to her straight up, so that means that she really believe in them. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for helping me. Not to mention Tasha knew me forever.
Yeah, I've known her a long time. So so that's the story on the active shooter. Next up we got Fabio Foreign. Chuck gonna be like, who is that? Fabio Foreign's baby mama questions his sexuality after allegedly finding some gay porn in his phone, so she says. And there's 2 slides we're going to play. In the second,
of course you got it.
In the second slide, she starts talking about him being like real promiscuous and he's got supposedly 2 kids on the way. So it was some mixed reviews in the comments, but I want to see what you think after you hear both clips. Both of y'all can weigh in.
I went through his porn history. It was gay shit. It was mad gay shit on his porn history. Besides the porn history, this has been happening for like 2 years already. And I have a gay best friend for those who don't know. While we fucking, this is happening for 2 years already. While we fucking, he will fuck up. As in, the first couple times, I just thought like he was just fucking up. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm saying fuck up as in, you know, we talk when we fuck. We talk nasty. So instead of saying like, this my pussy, like he'll say this my dick or give me that dick, like, you know it. And at first I was like, oh, you know, maybe because I'm saying dick, he's probably saying dick after me, confusing it. Like, I'm not thinking nothing of it. Like, you know, I never experienced no shit like that. Like, deal with a DL nigga, like nothing. And I was just like, maybe he's confusing it. That's it, like nothing big. But he kept doing it.
So this is the next clip where, okay, once you hear this, then you'll be able to be
that
like...
that was good. That was funny.
That was... Okay. And I would have rocked with it, but...
Whoever's pregnant by him right now, go get an abortion right now because y'all gonna suffer. And I'm saying that because right now, I think he got like 2 bitches pregnant right now. Like, he's around. He gets around. He gets around, he fucks everything, and he does not use a condom. He does not use a condom. He does not. And he be burning, because I've seen him a few times with a Band-Aid on the top of his butt. Y'all know what that means. With a Band-Aid right on top of his butt cheek. A couple times. Like, he will get burned and go to the fucking clinic and come back like nothing. Like, you wasn't gonna tell me? Thank God I don't be fucking him like that. I never caught nothing from him. Thank God I don't be fucking him like that. I don't. He's never here. And when he's here, I sleep on the couch. Or I'll make him sleep on the couch. Like, I gotta be careful. Like, this man is like a sex addict. He's a sex addict because he likes to fuck everything. Like,
so do we feel like clip 2 ruined her credibility with clip 1?
No, I think the whole thing, she ruined her own credibility. You drag somebody that you clearly fucking. Like, that shit, it's funny as hell though, but I think at the end of the day, she just bitter. Like, I don't get it. That shit funny though.
Your opinion is like the consensus of the comments. A lot of people were like, she giving bitter baby mama vibes now because just a second ago you talking about how nasty y'all get when y'all doing it, this, that, and the other, but then in the next breath you talking about him being so wild and he got 2 chicks pregnant at the same time. Oh, and for anyone who doesn't know,
that shit she said she talking about he was calling out, not her. Like, what you mean that was a fumble, bitch? He told
this my dick.
What he wanted.
But I think
like that was crazy. How you See, that's the crazy shit. How do you overlook that?
Them two? And how do you confuse the two?
How the fuck do you overlook that? How do you overlook somebody saying something completely out of the blue in the moment? How do you overlook that? How do you not stop fucking like
that part? Because I can't keep going. I'd have been like, "What you said?"
Like, know where you at? Like, what the fuck? Like, that was crazy.
What's your thoughts, Sia?
That's kind of tough, man. Because it's like that doesn't pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, like who's saying that? Just
like
saying that.
When you meet somebody, it's like sprinkles of gayness until the whole gay comes out.
And she said,
if we can say that on the podcast, and she said that.
Yeah, she said it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I want to say though is if we're always nowadays pushing diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we're talking about being inclusive, why do we continue to weaponize homosexuality too? So like the whole point of her telling that is to kind of put him on blast, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know
because,
what I mean?
Being gay in the black community, well, hip hop community, that's like the ultimate no. Because it's such a masculine, hyper aggressive culture. You know what I'm saying?
Which
so
music is part of the topic, and that's going to blend in with what was going on back then or what today is.
So then, CL, as somebody who pretty much primarily makes hip hop beats, you saying that you still feel like the culture is super hyper masculine and it's still like super frowned upon?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even when we look at female rappers, they are very masculine in their demeanor and lyrical content. I mean, they say "suck my dick."
Yeah,
they say y'all niggas is my sons.
Mm-hmm. Nikki,
you know what I'm saying? So
Roman, when she first came out,
so it's not
her
like
alter ego was Roman.
Exactly,
a boy.
Yeah, and they all like that. Like you said, every last one of them. The ones that's hot, that's mainstream, they all have that persona that they project off more than anything else. Even Beyonce do that shit.
Yeah.
Like if you pay attention to it, even how she's taught, even in certain songs, when she's singing, she's actually saying some shit that is not kind of blended to what a woman would be actually saying about herself.
True that.
Like she got a little thug in her. That's my opinion. I don't know about y'all. That's just my opinion. She got a little thug in her, and she's from she's from Texas.
Well, baby mama, the consensus is you're bitter.
Yeah. And you knew what was up. Y'all probably was fucking people together. You probably was watching them get fucked, all kind of stuff. You said y'all was
people
nasty.
say, I ain't never dealt with no DL. You don't know that. That's why it's called DL.
She knew that. She said, but that's the part. It wasn't to her. She knew what the fuck was going on. Come on. You said you saw, I don't get the whole Band-Aid on the ass shit. Like, that's crazy. And insinuating something to that, I don't even get it. I don't even know why.
It's from a shot.
Yeah, from the shot. When you get the chlamydia.
Oh, see, I'm not hip.
Yeah, you get the shot in the booty.
School me, because I didn't know either.
You ain't never had the shot in the booty?
No.
Me neither.
But why would somebody be walking around with a Band-Aid on their ass, though?
Because the shot, it make you bleed. It's like any other shot. You got to put the
yeah. But before if you doing some dirty shit like that, before you go home and you trying to hide it,
no, it's no different. Like if you was getting a TB test or if you was getting your blood drawn, they put.
But I'm saying you would take it off though before you go home.
Yeah, but it sounds like he be coming straight from the clinic right to his baby mama. The way she said it,
so
like
she knows what's going on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he don't give a shit though. You know what I'm saying?
My point is she don't give a shit because now you want to blast him because he probably ain't fucking with you. If he was fucking with you, everything would be Gucci. You wouldn't be talking.
I mean, I don't know what her mother. I don't care.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what they do.
But if she didn't find gay porn in
that's different.
Like that. Like, so whatever thought she might have had before that, it's like, I don't know. That shit don't make sense to me, but I don't know.
No,
but now she was like, I found this in your search history. Now it's like, oh, this nigga is gay.
Like, oh, he was
so now it's like I need to put you out there.
I'm confused. I gotta search some.
What songs he sang?
He sang this song. It uses the Destiny's Child. It's called "What's My Name," and it uses the Destiny's Child sample from "Say My Name," and it got Queen Naija on the feature. That's the most popular song. Like it was a.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It is because it was a big. A lot of people used it on their TikToks. What's my name?
Oh,
Say my
his shit dope though. What? So that's what I'm just saying.
That's why I say she's trying to expose.
Yeah, you
But
mad.
that's why I say, why do we continue to weaponize homosexuality? Because it's like
everybody got a gay
this
cousin.
Is America.
Man. Everybody got a cousin that's gay.
Or something.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: women weaponize it because they be feeling betrayed.
There you
That's
go.
fair.
I mean, in most of these situations like this, it's because a woman feel like, nigga, why would you do that to me? Why can you keep it real? Give me a choice to be like,
That's
I
how
don't want to
you
fuck
feel?
with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't want anybody to be secretly screwing a man. No.
That's what I'm
Yeah, like if you know you
But
into
they
both
all
sexes,
also
or if you
say-
you know what I'm saying, like
All of the ones that will say they bisexual, they all also say that they don't want to tell the truth because they don't think a woman will accept a man being bisexual. However, I've been seeing more recently girls being like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of them.
Like,
There's a lot of them that's
some of
out
these
here
young
that don't
chicks,
give a
they
fuck.
don't
move
let
they
little
move
old
different.
me deter you.
Because
from
they
going
do
out
some of the
there
younger
and fucking
chicks, yeah,
people.
That's
a
why
lot of
this generation is completely
a
different.
lot of the younger chicks
So
they move
fluid.
different.
But it's not even younger because it's a lot of older women. It's a lot of women that's the same age as us. It's a different world and different beds. Like everybody just don't share as much as what they doing. Like it's your bedroom and what's going on with your relationships today. The only thing we did is we became a little more private. But then on the younger generation, they just out there with the shit. But they learned it. They saw it. Somebody taught them. Who the fuck you think they learned it from? Like this ain't no new shit. Nothing that's really going on is new. It's just that now that because we have social media, we have all these cameras, it's just so many different outlets. It's so much exposure to where you can spin shit and make it something so new and so hot that it never really was. This shit been going on since the Bible. Like real talk. Like I mean, it's been going
That's
on.
very true.
Yeah, why we surprised? To your point.
Exactly.
So for her, you look silly, ma.
Especially
And today you look stupid.
like I hear CL and I know what he's saying is true, but it's also the most frequent. That industry is where the stuff goes down. Like
Oh, yeah,
it's been
for sure.
rumors about Diddy for years.
I ain't
years.
gonna talk about my man Diddy. I like Diddy. Diddy cool as fuck.
Now you sound like your cousin and how he ain't want to accept.
Huh?
Be careful.
Why?
Now you sound like your cousin.
What you think he got a case coming?
Remember he didn't want to accept R.
Like
Kelly.
those sponsorship.
Remember he didn't want to.
Right, we gonna,
He
we
didn't want to
support
accept.
Diddy.
Oh, we definitely.
Oh, I'm not
support
saying though. I'm just saying. Don't say you like that nigga over the air now.
Oh.
Get back to that nigga. He be in
Diddy. You
Detroit
know
trying to
his
pull
name-
up on your
his new
ass.
name is
No,
Love.
y'all-
Love with the love handles come.
no, I said Diddy. Ain't nothing wrong with love.
No,
but
we support. We support that vodka, my brother.
All day.
What's,
that Dillion,
All day.
I drink all that shit. If you want to send me some samples or some cases, I take all that. Definitely. Yeah.
So we got a couple more stories. So rapper Turk, similarly to this Fabio Foreign joint, rapper Turk was sharing some of his prison tales, I guess, and it came out that he was saying that he had sex while he was in prison, but he wouldn't confirm or deny whether.
Who? What's their name again?
Turk.
I need to be showing my age every time I think I
Turk from No Limit.
I think he used to go by Young Turk.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
not
when he
Hot
first
Boys,
came out?
Hot Boys.
Hot Boy. Okay,
yeah,
I
Turk
know-
from
I
Hot
know-
Boys.
okay.
Yeah.
He went by Young Turk
Yeah,
first,
Young Turk,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I know y'all talking
And
about.
most people with that dropped it. Like Jeezy isn't Young Jeezy anymore. He's just
Yeah.
Jeezy.
Okay, I know y'all talking about. Yeah, because now everybody little and baby and
Yeah, small.
all that shit. So when you say just Turk, who the fuck is that?
So we got a clip of him explaining himself, and then we'll decide if we think that he's
What he insinuating?
yeah.
Let me hear the shit.
Keep it at 100. I'm keeping it at 100. But all right, so there was a statement that you made on you named the outlet earlier, and you was like, "Yo, I had sex in jail," and then people took that part.
Cause they dumb.
Yeah, they took
I'm
that.
about an exclusive.
Okay.
I fucked, man.
Wait, what?
Fuck.
Okay.
You heard me? Now let me tell y'all something about fucked. See, I'm not gonna get fucked telling y'all who I fucked, you feel me? But if you're a real street nigga, you already know who I fucked. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of y'all be like, he must have fucked a punk because y'all don't got no fucking status, man. I'm a gangster, man. Man, I shot 2 police.
Right, real talk.
Listen, man. The documentary coming 52 bullets.
Hey,
To be on camera.
I already know what it is.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I'm gonna see if you guess what the comments guess. What's your guess?
I mean, they ain't what they guessing is what he telling y'all. He wasn't fucking on niggas in jail.
Thank you. He was in the CO.
Yeah, all day.
That's what
on
all
the
the
regular.
comments- Yeah.
Like that's what the fuck he was doing. Like he said, I'm the like bitch.
You know how many COs get pregnant?
By the
And that's
inmates.
what all the
By
comments.
inmates?
On the regular.
Yeah.
That's what all the comments were
On
suggesting.
the regular.
And that's why he's saying he ain't about to screw himself by telling who it was because
Yeah.
he ain't about to put nobody's job on the line.
He ain't about to put them in that
He was
situation.
just in that mud getting it.
Hey, that's what it up.
Real motherfucking man.
That was pretty good, y'all.
All right, next on the agenda. That was the easy peasy lemon squeezy one. Next on the agenda, Neo cheater with the side baby.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Bro, just
Call
like
out these
options.
facts.
Bro, just like
He got
options.
a whole side baby.
Hey, you know what? Look, this is why I believe that you should be able to have multiple wives because it would alleviate all of that drama, all of that cheating. Like, if he can afford it, which he can, he should
Okay,
be able
Nick
to do
Cannon.
it.
All right. Well,
No, I'm just saying, she's just trying to cash out early. That's all.
so Neo's wife has already filed for divorce, and I
See?
guess things are underway. And so he asked the judge to deny her spousal support.
Don't she still live in a house that he paying for?
Yeah,
So
we're
why
gonna
she
get
need
into
spousal
it.
support?
So
You
Neo,
at the crib still? You ain't move out yet, did you?
we gonna find out.
Okay.
Neo is not backing down in court against his estranged wife, Crystal Smith. According to Radar Online, Neo is asking the judge to deny Crystal from getting any type of spousal support in the pending divorce. Last month, Crystal filed for divorce against the singer after she said that their marriage was irretrievably broken with no hope of reconciliation. Since then, Neo has filed his own court documents asking the judge to grant joint custody between the two of their kids. In addition to joint custody, he wants the judge to allow him to stay in their family home because he says he pays all of the bills there. He then explains that Crystal shouldn't get alimony from him because he is the sole breadwinner and she is not entitled to the income. Neo says he is an established professional entertainer while Crystal had been formally unemployed at times during the marriage. Neo said Crystal's image and earning potential has benefited significantly due to her personal association with the respondent and his career. As a result, Neo said, Crystal possesses the considerable ability to procure stable and consistent employment at this current time and following the dissolution of marriage.
Head off to that man.
Somebody got him right.
Yeah.
Somebody got him
He
together.
got a cold fucking attorney. And I want
Somebody
that
got
name.
him together.
Yeah, I want that attorney name.
Because most men would have just been like, well, no, just let her have whatever.
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
I want that attorney name.
Is this on? Mhm. Okay. Well, of course, my opinion differs.
Of course it does.
But we go. Actually, you
No,
go
no,
last.
no.
You made marriage vows.
You better tell her.
You stepped outside of your marriage and broke those vows. So the only way your current wife is entitled to the lifestyle that you've provided for her is if she rolls over and accepts your fuck shit, but because she decides to leave and wants to leave with the things that she lives with currently, she shouldn't get those things
Sound like
because
just
you broke
another
the
sad
vows.
love song.
Yeah, but how about this, Tosh? Like, there is a reality that men of power are going to always have women. Simple as that.
And it sounds like early on she was kind of willing to turn the other cheek about that.
What you mean, kinda? She did.
She did.
Okay, she was willing to turn the other cheek about that. What it seems like and what she implied is that once he had a baby on the side, meaning he was having unprotected sex.
Oh, he had a baby?
Yeah,
I didn't know nothing about the
the
baby.
baby is like a year. I'm gonna show you the baby mama. She funny looking, but anywho, that's a whole
shit.
nother.
But
With a stripper too, no less.
that doesn't mean anything. Strippers are great people. They are
Excellent.
some of the best people on the planet.
Great
Like,
personalities.
I love it.
Hell yeah, they be cool as shit.
Yeah.
Great conversation.
You're not
I don't
gonna-
think they're
That's
bad.
what we're not going to do.
I don't think they're bad.
Yeah,
people,
so don't be
but they can-
weaponizing strippers.
No,
don't do
I'm
that.
not. I don't think they're
Don't be
bad
down in
people.
We love
strippers.
them.
Okay, I don't think they're bad people at all. I know somebody very, very close to me who dances, but the point is that they are sex workers.
No.
They are considered sex workers because
Not
a lot
all of them.
Nah, no.
But a lot of them they are because a lot of them him do extra.
So you're
activities.
generalizing.
Yeah, but that's their decision, though. Yeah,
You
you can't.
generalizing, and
Look it up.
Still,
Look it up.
No,
It's
it-
stripping sex workers.
Yeah,
That's
but
It's stripping
fine.
a sex
I said
worker.
there are some.
but like
Yeah, but
most strip
this
clubs
woman
don't even show the
clearly
front.
was.
So how was that? You can't even show the poo poo.
No.
You can't even touch them.
Well, I mean,
So what's
I'm
sex
just
work
going
about
off
that?
of what
I
the-
mean, unless
what
you on
society-
8 Mile.
I'm slapping ass. I'm touching.
You know.
I don't give a fuck what mile we at or what city or state.
Well,
If you
everybody,
dancing
I'm
for
outnumbered
me,
today. I'm
you
the
get that
only
ass
woman
slapped.
in the studio today.
You're always the
and-
only woman in the studio.
Not always.
Yes, you are.
No.
Not always. When we
Last
have a
season,
lady
no,
guest.
it was
mean,
more women. No, last
90% of the season, you was the only woman in here.
Well, on today, I'm outnumbered, but do know, Crystal Smith, I didn't even like you while you were married to Neo. I don't care for your personality,
Oh, wow.
but go on and get your coin, girl, and get it from
She
that
ain't
man.
getting no coin because
Get it from that man.
because
It's
what
his money, though.
because he was right. That's why the lawyer did it the way. That's why
He's smart.
He did his paperwork. See,
Great attorney.
most of the time in most situations, the women had the paperwork. They go in there. The men don't have their shit together, which is why they can't protect their shit. Mm-hmm. Neil already know, like, nigga, you married me while I was already here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been making all this money taking care of you. And now your profile has grown because of me. You were getting gigs from people because of me, not because of you.
Yeah.
Now we're about to be done. You let me cheat all these years. Now you say you want to be
But
gone.
we're not gonna call it cheating.
I mean,
It was cheating because in their
she
relationship,
she
was
considered it. She
expecting
considered
him
it cheating. So
to
if she
not have a
considered it
baby on the
cheating,
side.
it is what it is.
I didn't want
But
to have a
she
baby
just
on the
got
side.
At the end of the day, guess what? She gonna be able to work when she get out this relationship.
Hey,
She didn't want to
good.
split that bag with nobody else. That's all it is. She didn't want nobody else getting a piece of that bag with her.
I mean, Neo got
Hopefully
5
she don't
kids
get
to
a piece.
support, so I guess he is trying to cut every corner he can.
No, but he been taking care of her. Like
I mean,
you said.
so-
Like, come on now, he been taking care of her. So if he been
So
taking care of her, how you supposed
even
to
on
just give
even
it
on
up?
another note, let's just
Come on now.
just keep it how they do other fathers. They only pay child support. They only pay spousal support if she's unable to work.
No, you pay when she working too.
Shit, not the ones that had their shit together.
Yeah,
But if the
That's why-
all the
that's-
housewives I know who can get spousal support, that's why. It's because they agreed, the husband agreed to be the breadwinner or, take care of the bills, and she's the homemaker.
yeah, but that wasn't their agreement. That's not what he's saying. He's establishing that was not their
He just
agreement.
said some days she sat around without getting a job.
Yeah, but he also said that her statue now is completely changed. She makes so much money now just simply off her page. Like, you don't need spousal support when I already paid for the house paid for.
God
I'm
bless
paying
you.
the bills because my kid's there. So that's not going to stop. It's clearly he's not going to stop paying for where they live.
Well,
he
he's
just don't
telling
feel
her
like he should have to give her spousal
In
support.
so many words, he
That's
sound like he
her
want
money.
her to go
That ain't
find
got
somewhere
nothing
else
do with
to live,
kids.
too.
That's separate from the child support. That's actually just for her. Like, fuck that. Nah. You actually chose to leave, so why should I give you support simply for yourself? Because that doesn't go to anything but her pockets. Nothing else. She's not obligated to put that towards the children. And I know that shit sound crazy. She's not obligated to do anything but spend it on her. Fuck no. She don't deserve it.
Yeah, so I mean,
sorry.
if she want to go after alimony, she might be able to get that. But spousal support,
No.
fuck out of here.
What's the difference between alimony and spousal support? I
Big
thought they the
difference.
same thing.
No. Spousal
They
support is
different.
if-
That's why
like
they.
you
That's why
said,
they're listed differently.
Yes.
If you go through documents, they're separate.
Your
They gotta
intention.
agree to alimony payments. They gotta
Google
agree
that.
to the amount. Go ahead.
You know what?
Shit, I'm
I got to
I'm
look
just
that
saying,
way.
it's
Men
different.
rights, man. We need men rights. Women fight for women's rights. Men need it too, because if we're equal in a relationship, I'm able to work, you're able to work. Why do I have to pay you to maintain your lifestyle? Why can't you pay me?
Oh, that shit go down too.
That's a no for
Yeah.
me.
It's just that you don't see that as the norm because a lot of times it's the man. But every now and then you will see a
Mary
woman
J. Blige.
situation. Yeah.
And I spoke on that. I was upset for
Remember
her.
our,
I mean,
one of
that's a
our
rarity.
old bosses
Yeah,
back in
it
the
is
day?
rarity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The little short one we had a
But the
boss
reason,
that paid
the
big
reason,
money.
the reason he got the leg up on that and ended up getting the support was because he quit doing what he was doing
Single.
to take on helping her build her career. It's not like, you know what I'm saying. When she got with him, he wasn't doing nothing, and like he quit doing what he was doing. It was like, I'm gonna be your manager and I'm gonna manage your career.
Oh, see.
You know what I'm saying? I was surprised he got some of the support he got though, because they found out that he had been stealing money, and I'm like, yo, like if he was taking money, why y'all still giving him money?
I just think,
You know what I'm saying? That's the only shit I was like, that's kind of whack. But at the same time, now his status kind of like, you know what I'm saying? They like, well, you can't get no job as a manager with nobody else in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
I said this then, and I'm saying it now. Men who go after a woman's money are dusty.
I think the same thing about women that go after men just for their money.
No, not just for. I'm saying men who, like Peter Thomas, when he divorced Cynthia Bailey from the Housewives, they asked him kind of a similar question, like, "Oh, are you going to be going, for alimony or spousal support or anything?" He's like, "I don't want her money. She can have her money. I don't want nothing from her. She can have her money." Respect, Peter.
That's how it's supposed to be. Now
it should be the other way too.
If I'm actually raising the kids and I was absolutely doing nothing, that is different.
What you mean? I said it should be the same both ways.
In December.
Yeah, don't be. You mad? You mad because I said it should be the same way.
You don't be giving me that Sag energy.
Well, I'm not a woman. That's one thing.
It should be the same way for me.
I know you think that.
It should be the same way. I mean,
I don't know why you mad about it.
It
should be equal.
Yeah, it should be equal.
There's no such thing though.
I mean, we know it's not, but it should be.
But it should be though.
Why
So if you can say kudos to the guy for being like, I don't want that spousal support, I don't want that alimony, it should be the same way for the women. Like, yo, you shouldn't be asking for some shit that you really shouldn't be getting.
I mean, statistically.
But why shouldn't we be getting it?
Do you think women make more than men statistically, especially in the black community?
No,
nowadays.
They do. And they have for a long time.
And they have for a long time.
We're talking about over a decade.
I mean, they're the most educated group and probably the most high paid group within the black community. I mean, honestly, look, I'm going to keep it real. I mean,
shit, within all communities right now.
Yeah, but so how does it feel, right? You work a job, 40 hours a week, hot ass factory, end of the week, your check $200. Because you done paid child support and you still take care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't, you know what I'm saying?
That's life, though.
But
it's tough, though.
But we also got to understand that the system ain't for us anyway.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Just it's not for men in general, but it's definitely terrible for black men.
And we talked about that last week too.
For sure.
So we got a whole bunch of shit we fighting.
Yeah,
we got to fight through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like I don't see enough, and I don't want to get too far off topic, but I feel like when it comes to men, I don't see enough like men reaching back. Like I feel like girls kind of coach and counsel and empower one another a lot more. I don't see a lot of guys mentoring each other, young guys. I don't see them really pulling up, even if it's just your cousin or your nephew or something. Like I don't really see that hands-on. And enriching.
We need to do better in that area.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
But
I think some of that is
that I do all the time. With anybody reaching out to me, I help you with absolutely anything when it actually comes to building your career. And a lot of people who are in positions that they are in is because I did reach back. And I think that we do miss that a lot because I think about myself. Ain't nobody reach back. I had to build until I got to a certain point.
Yeah.
And just like other people, I watch other people who had certain areas in their life where they ain't reaching back.
Yeah.
Like you do got a point on that one. I can't disagree because I don't see it in our community.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the programming too. They want us to be divided with our women and they want us to be divided with ourselves. It's always beef. It's always competition. It's always,
and they love to bring
I need to be here, but you can't come here with me. You know what I'm saying? Like we still have that. It still exists. You know what I'm saying? You got some good brothers who would share, but it's the minority in our group. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So we definitely need more of it, but they pit us against each other in everything.
All the time.
Like in everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, I agree with that one. All right, you got us on that one, Tasha.
Yeah.
What the fuck is next?
All right. So last week we shared the story about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears and their alleged sexual assault case on children. So Tiffany Haddish spoke out and she made a statement and she just said, I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there is an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all. And I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can.
Can I chime in real quick, please? Back to what my brother was saying, how we have a hard time as black people. So they would go after Aaron Spears and Tiffany Haddish, but not the producer or the writer. You see what I'm saying? So,
well, that's because of status. They the bigger names, and they the ones that kind of
check. That's who they getting the bag from right now.
You know, because they're the face of the situation. You know
yeah, but no way the actor is making more than the director or the studio.
Right.
What movie studio is it? I mean, what movie studio is responsible for this? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think it was a movie studio.
Would you think it was something that they was doing themselves?
I think it was independently done, but I still think there should be other people that's involved that should be, held accountable as well. You know what I'm saying? Because there were writers, there were people that was manning the cameras and other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So other people knew.
But according to the actual story we shared last week, these kids are saying that they did something to them directly. That they were touched by them.
I don't believe it.
Directly.
Well, there's always something called Pizzagate that you can Google online.
Who?
Pizzagate.
What the fuck is that?
Pizzagate is like this conspiracy that came out about government officials and celebrities that would have sex with children.
Oh, I believe that.
And put it in film it and use it as
certain things.
Well, shit, they already trafficking our kids.
And they use it as blackmail for artists. So when artists want to detach from the system or go against the system,
so that's their initiation. So they can get to a certain level as they about do something like that, and they record them while they doing it. Just like other acts that they had them do, that they record them to get to certain levels and do certain.
And when you want to go against them, they say, "Hey, remember that video you did 2 years ago? We still got it, man."
Change your tone.
Yeah,
that's real. That's in the industry 24/7. Now that.
It's a lot of shit that go on in the industry. That's crazy.
So for anybody who did not see the video, the actual skit, you can just go on. You can just go on YouTube, type in Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears, and you'll find the skit. There mostly are now edited versions where the suspicious behavior has been kind of like edited out.
I saw the original version. It's terrible.
Wow. Dang, I didn't see the original. I saw the edited, but that was
Are these white kids or black kids? Not like
black kids.
Black kids.
Oh, y'all saw the video of them?
I saw the video.
The actual skit.
I saw the actual skit.
It's all
with the little
wrong.
boy.
It's strong wrong.
It's terrible.
It's a bathtub
It was a really bad idea. Like their intent may have been, you know what I'm saying, for awareness, but it was a very bad idea. Now the other stuff that go with the allegations, that's another part of
situation.
Their lawsuit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But just watching the skit, just that, some bullshit. I'd have beat Ari and Tiffany's ass if I'd have been the parent. And it wouldn't be no like you on camera being able to talk about this shit. I'd have fucked you up.
Damn.
Yeah, there's no amount of money. I mean, like, come on, like.
And the fucked up part is the little boy, he a teenager now. Now you got this shit all over the internet.
Yeah, because it was what 20? Wow. What year was that?
2013, 2014. The dude he's a teenager now. He in high school.
No, I never seen it.
I didn't see it.
The boy is in high school now. He was 7 years old when this shit was shot.
Wow.
I didn't see it.
So now we talking about 8-9 years later and some shit didn't come out and you got to be a student at school. I
thought they put it out there.
Who put it out there?
Who didn't they mama and them?
I don't think the mama put it out there. I think somebody else put it out there.
But they're saying.
Well, no, I mean if they filed a suit against them right now, then that's public information.
With a suit, yeah, but the suit is, but not the video. Somebody else put the video out.
Yeah, but you already know that shit was coming when you do that, and that's public information. So they knew what it was.
Plus, Ari Spears been talking shit the last couple months about people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I bet he wish he never.
Somebody did this. Somebody plotted this. Somebody had this video. Somebody doesn't like.
Yeah, because apparently he snatched this video off of his YouTube like a year or so after they put it up. So it ain't been public on YouTube in a long time, but it's still in the YouTube archive. So somebody got access to that boy. They had it.
Yeah, they did.
So what type of movie is this though? Like,
It was supposed to be,
like
it was supposed to be bringing awareness to pedophilia, and it was called How to Think Like a Pedophile or something like that.
It was stupid.
It had some kind of title. That
It was a stupid ass shit.
From the mind of a behind the mind of a pedophile. It was something similar to that, but it was kind of like, even with that title, how did you think you could execute bringing awareness without being weird?
In the beginning of the skit, they got a little thing that flashed, and it'd be like, watch who you leave your kids with. But it's targeting. It was supposed to be targeting single women.
It was a skit.
So single women, watch who you leave your kids with. That's was like in the beginning of.
But it was just like all these other movies they got where they kidnapping kids.
You got to see the skit.
To me,
That's what I was about to say.
the
You
skit
think
probably
so?
was a little more
giving creepy.
dramatic and probably creepy. But y'all know how many movies that
the skit was terrible.
They done came out with. That's what's going on.
The skit was terrible.
See, and that's the bad part.
It was terrible. It was a very bad idea.
Be sued over that.
And you should not been.
I'm sure it wasn't
they should have not been having no little boy in his underwear. You shouldn't have had the little boy squeezing baby oil on you. You shouldn't have been hopping your ass in a tub with a 7-year-old. That shit is not cool on no level.
I'm talking about her.
On no level. Not even as a fucking joke. It's not on no level is that cool. You a grown ass man and you hopping in a tub with a 7-year-old? Yeah. He had to have his ass hung, bro.
Well,
on some real shit. Ain't no way you would let a nigga do that with your son.
Especially when they haven't even given you any, it didn't catapult you anywhere. That's not the thing that was the catalyst to make you known. So it's kind of like, you're weird for it.
Y'all missing the plot. Like these motherfuckers signed up for that. They signed
Who signed up for it?
Tiffany and the old boy signed up to do this. Just like the little girl and the little boy mama, they signed them up to do this sick shit. So for me, it's like you can't really be mad at people they all playing parts. And
we can be mad at niggas that do stupid ass shit.
That created and followed. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But even the kids,
that's probably what got them a certain part in another movie by them agreeing to do that dumb shit.
Even the kids that were sacrificed.
So it's like everybody knew what they was doing.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if these kids was in nothing else. But all I know is that the mama. All I know is that the mama was cool with Tiffany Haddish. She was cool enough to trust Tiffany Haddish to do this thing with her kids, but she didn't know what it was at first. She found out after the fact.
If you was standing there,
that's why
this is found out after the fact.
She found out
there while they shooting this shit.
No,
you see something go left, shut the fuck down.
And that's the.
Why would I be?
But that's also. But that's also the fucked up part. That's all. But that's also the fucked up part. But she trusted Tiffany because they was cool.
Friends, yeah.
These kids called Tiffany auntie at that time.
But you know what they pretending, right? You know what they pretending to be doing.
She didn't know that's what the skit was about. She found out afterwards. That's why Aries took the YouTube down. This was not public. He took this down like a year and a half.
I don't believe the mama didn't know. You know what these people fucking doing. You're not just leaving your kids. And if that was your friend and y'all was cool, how fucking cool was you that you leave your kids that long when they doing fucking all these type of skits? And that's the problem with y'all. Letting all these weird motherfuckers babysit your motherfucking kids. How about you find something, do something when them bitches is asleep? I know mothers who don't sleep. My mama used to do a lot of shit, but it wasn't just sending me at some random person fucking house or a random girlfriend. She ain't really trust bitches. So it wasn't no bitch just sitting in my house for 6 hours.
Because when we intervene, right, like, not to sound crazy, but I mean, how many teachers we see fucking boys? Teachers. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, there does need to be awareness brought to the topic, but it's a different way to bring awareness to it.
Mm-hmm. That was a terrible way to do it.
Exactly. I mean, because me personally, I feel like school is nothing but a daycare for grown kids. Anyway,
no, you learned something.
Very little.
Very little
of what's relevant. I would say you learn stuff, but nothing relevant.
Yeah, I mean, you learn English and math.
Just say that you stopped learning at a certain age, but you learned a lot in school. Because at home, wasn't nobody sitting down reading the books and shit.
But the relevant, pertinent stuff, it's not in anybody's curriculum, which is still problematic. They got to get that together soon.
Yeah, like why is it a stranger's responsibility?
Just a lot of things.
You know, this is
I commend
a lot of stuff they learning is very dated. I commend.
I mean, just think about what they're learning. They're learning about civil rights. They're learning about Civil War. Any of us that has took some time out to do any type of personal research, can debunk everything we've learned in school besides math and English and science.
No, science too.
Yeah, science too. You know,
Math, actually, shit, fuck around. You have to do some equations a little bit differently. The really only thing that is concrete is this motherfucking language that we speak. It's really not ours. Like, that is what's the only fact that they have given us is is the English language. That's what they gave us, that is all factual. Everything else is a fucking lie. Mm-hmm. Hell, Columbus wasn't even white. The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people that they say was white back then, they weren't white.
But I'm just saying, there's so much. Like, the whole story. Everything is a lie.
yeah.
From the science to the solar system, they've been lying.
Okay, so it's important. So is it important for particular groups in this country to just say we got to band together and create our own curriculum and understand it?
We should. I think that's more powerful than keep learning they bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you be mad at yourself like I was maybe over the last 5 years as I've learned more and more about like you said, everything that I learned growing up was a fucking lie. Mm-hmm. Everything.
All right. Well, let's say that for a future episode.
Facts.
All right. So, CEO, this next segment is called He Say, She Say, where viewers write in and we give a male and female opinion on their little scenario. So, here we go.
Oh, shit.
I'd been dating this woman for 8 months before she got pregnant. I told her I don't want to have a baby because we just can't afford it right now. She stopped texting me. I started stalking her at her house and job, but she ignores me. I don't want her to have this kid. What do I do?
We're going to let him answer that first. What do you do?
Damn.
What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, what would you do?
Damn. That's tough.
So you wouldn't know what to do.
I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, you didn't rap. But that's the thing, what you were talking about earlier. It's like, it's steps. You had sex with her, right? You should have wrapped it up. You know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays where they can't get an abortion. They can't get, you know what I'm saying, day after pills.
So they can get it.
You got to think twice now. Now, but the whole stalking thing, that might get them locked up. That's tough, man.
It sounds like your final answer, though, is you can only be responsible for yourself.
What you doing?
For your actions, I mean, now, I don't know. Unless she was getting bread, I would let her have it. Then I would put her on child support. I'll just say, like, she took advantage of me. I was drunk.
Like payback for having a baby.
She ain't going to be on child support if she the custodial parent.
Damn, that fucked up his plan.
Yeah.
What do y'all
What would you do? I want to know what you would do.
Handle it.
Mike? Put you down the steps or something?
Slipper up.
No, I ain't doing none of
Slipper
that.
up plan B, me?
Nope, you ain't got to do none of that, bro. If you want to know the real answer to that, you got to pay for that. Because that's the only way you going to get through this situation. But I know you can handle that. That's easy.
You got to tell him. He said, what do I do? What does he do to handle it?
Don't send us this shit and tell nobody. You shouldn't have sent it to us and asked us this. You should have handled it on the low. The fuck
What
is
you
you
got
doing?
me, trip her and make her fall down the stairs?
No,
That was my
I'm
first
not
option.
pushing no violence on nobody. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to figure it out.
He could have handled that. You shouldn't have told nobody. You shouldn't have said nothing. And you probably wasn't going where you should have been going, and you should have handled it. And it would have been a wrap. Because shit like that, that's what we was just talking about. Like, once y'all get pregnant, we have no say-so. We have no room.
You really don't.
It's nothing that we can do in that particular situation if you decide to keep the baby. So the only thing bro could have did is you get a vasectomy or you put on a condom and hope that it don't bust, which was probably better because now it's all up to her, or you handle that shit.
I would let her have it, then do a paternity test after.
For what? It's yours.
Damn, what?
Because it might not be his, though.
No, you don't even want to get your hopes up high like, this might not be my baby, this might not be my baby. And
I
it's
mean,
your baby.
he should take one anyway, actually.
Well, take what?
Have a paternity test.
Yeah,
Paternity
because
test.
because it's a high chances that baby might not be his, and that's probably why she. That's probably why
Maybe
she spent
plotting.
them. That's probably why she spent them.
No, when he said I didn't want to have no kids, she like, oh, I'm having his baby. Like, so no, that's his.
Oh yeah, no,
fucking baby.
she definitely was.
That's
on
why
I'm
she
having this
dipped.
baby type shit.
Like she dipped.
But he definitely need to get a paternity test.
Yeah, for sure.
Get your paternity test.
But what if it's
baby
his
born?
and they do it through the court system? That means he had to pay that $600. when he know that's his baby.
I mean, he gonna have to pay regardless.
But I'm
she
just
gonna
saying,
she
you
gonna make
know.
she gonna make sure he gonna pay. If she already ducking this nigga right now, she gonna make sure she get child support.
But that's what I'm saying.
He got a couple options.
But he know if it's his baby. You know when it's your baby. And when you got doubts, definitely get a test. But if you can't, well, I can't say that because it's some stupid motherfuckers
So
out
can
here.
I just say,
It is. It's some
Man, get the
stupid
test to
people.
protect your
Yeah,
fucking
it
self,
is.
and then you probably gonna have to go to court. You just gonna have to suck it up, but just
You
make
gonna
sure
have
all
to
your
pay for that
shit,
shit.
make sure all your shit together. You know what
And
I'm
you
saying?
gotta pay her though after if it's yours.
if you're listening,
And pay for the test.
if you're listening,
I mean, shit. Go ahead and pay for the test.
if you're listening, the decision isn't whether or not you want her to have this baby or not, because that decision is hers. The decision is, do you want to be a father? Because
And it's a no for him.
because you don't have to be a father. Just because she's going,
No, he gotta be a father.
no, he doesn't.
He does.
Yeah, he
No.
does.
Please listen. Let me finish my thought. Everybody has a choice. So if you don't want to be a father, you don't have to be. You can. That's why it's the chance to sign over
Yeah,
parental
but
rights.
we don't want to create more deadbeat dads and
No,
more
we
absent
don't want to
fathers.
create more deadbeat dads. But he just said, "I don't want her to have this kid." That
So he has
sounds
two.
so much
he
like
has two options. You terminate the pregnancy.
he can't. He doesn't have that choice.
He can. You can. You terminate the
Bro,
pregnancy.
If you're
or
listening and you don't want to
have
be a
to
father,
step the fuck up and
if
take
you're
care of that
listening-
baby. No, that's his option. Like real talk. I'm not being the devil or no angel. I'm telling the truth. He
I
can
am
terminate,
too.
and that's the thing. People think like we can't do nothing. He can terminate that pregnancy.
But what I'm saying is, if you don't want to be a father,
choice.
you don't have to be a father. No, we don't want more deadbeat dads, but she's choosing a deadbeat dad for her child by choosing to bring a child into the world with a man
Right.
who doesn't want to be a dad. So that's her decision.
No,
She's
he
made
can't
her
not.
decision.
No, if his
If
baby
he
is
didn't
born,
wanna
that's
be a
his
dad,
seed. He gotta
It
learn
is, but it's a
how
lot
to
of
be a
people
father.
who don't want to do that. What did he just say? We can't afford it. So he feels
And
like
we
he
can't afford it.
He
Okay.
feels like he can't afford to care for a child. So what would a woman do who felt like she couldn't afford to care for a child? She would either terminate
Our
or
community
place
can't
for
afford it.
adoption.
Society can't afford it.
I'm just saying,
They
there's
not
so
the
many
only
honestly,
ones.
options out
for
here
me-
that a man can't choose to do. He can't give a kid up for adoption. He can't terminate a pregnancy.
Right.
Well, Charles is
You
saying
can
he can,
terminate
but
a
I'm just
pregnancy.
saying. The onus lies on the carrier of the seed, and my
Legally.
thing, right? But my thing is, nobody who doesn't want to be a parent, man or woman, doesn't have to be a parent.
Can we rewind for a minute?
Sure.
I'm gonna just be a little personal about myself. I don't even get horny when I'm broke.
No,
If that makes sense.
I hear the shit.
it does. but
I'm just keeping it real. If I'm broke or if I'm sleeping on a friend's couch, having sex is the last thing on my mind. So if you know you're broke and you can't have a baby, why are you having sex? You need to be grinding or something.
But to say you
Well,
can't afford a
not-
child don't
not-
necessarily
yeah, I'm about to
make
say
you
that,
broke.
not-
It just means that
But that's
that's
what
an
they
expense.
No,
insinuated.
but that's what afford means though. The word afford is synonymous with finances.
Yeah.
He didn't say we're not emotionally capable or psychologically capable. He said we can't afford it, meaning that he probably doesn't make enough money, nor do her.
No. So there's a
his
difference
extreme.
between
He went to an extreme.
yeah,
but
not
he get it.
because I'm a father, so not being able to afford a kid is not the same as being broke.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because once we get into adulthood and we start getting a good job, that good job might be cool when you're taking care of just you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you got to add somebody else to the equation, which
Can't afford
cuts
it.
down wiggle room, or it may not give you an opportunity to save
Your baby gonna
or
be
whatever.
sleeping on the couch.
Some people don't want to be. Some people don't want to be in a situation where
They struggle.
if something happened, let's say an accident happened, I lose my job. Now I'm really broke and struggling. And I got a kid that I still got to take care of too
Nigga
at the
shoulda
same
wrapped
time.
it up.
But if it's just me, I can get by if I lose my job. You know what I'm
Totally
saying?
agree. Totally
You
agree.
can move differently without a kid. It's different when you get that kid though.
and I
Totally
So he might be making good money as a single guy, enough for him to have fun, take his girl out, but not enough to right now take care of a kid.
Yeah,
And
because
I
when you have a
understand
kid, you
that.
take care of her also after a while. So
Yeah.
now you're taking care of
You taking care of two people.
Yeah. 3 plus yourself.
Facts.
And I do understand what Chuck is saying about there not needing to be any more deadbeat dads, but what is a dad that never wanted to be a dad and isn't really pouring into the kid anyway, that isn't being a fruitful father? I mean,
I hate to say this because it's gonna sound so harsh.
We want to hear it.
But but for me, what is a mom who consciously brought a child into this world who she knew was not going to have a father? How much of a mother was you? Because you could have stopped that before.
I don't call them mothers.
Yeah, but that's my point. You willingly knew that your child was not going to have a father. You already failing at the one job that you actually decided to take on.
Well,
now, I get that he nutted in her and all that shit, but real talk
because the deeper the root of that really is just y'all need to start being fucking responsible.
Yeah, and you can say no just like he can say no. So which means that at no point in time when we like to say that it becomes just your choice because that's what the law decided to create for y'all, then they decided to take it back and say you can't even make your own decision about whether or not you can execute a pregnancy. Just goes back to it just should be between those two people. It should always be a group effort in that decision making. It should not be just your decision. It should be your decision. And if one does not want to continue, then we don't continue. Because when we do that, we have no idea how much we create damaged people that creates more damaged people that comes from additional broken homes.
Yes, children don't ask to be here.
This is why everything is so fucked up right now, because time and time again, we make selfish decisions about how we feel, and we don't think about the long term because we think about the right now. Like, and I see it all the time. Like women, like you knew he didn't want no kid, but you also was letting him bust in you, knowing that he didn't care about you, knowing that he didn't want no kids, and then now you want to keep it when you know he's not gonna be a father.
Did she know he didn't want a kid until she was faced with the situation of being pregnant with one? Like, was that something they talked about beforehand?
The moment y'all talked about
she probably should have been on some birth control, or he should have been strapping up.
The moment they talked about it and she realized that he didn't want to go forward,
what be blowing me is that everybody grown having sex knows how babies are made.
Right.
The end.
Again, the root is people being irresponsible. That's the root. It don't even matter when they had it. It don't even matter when they had a discussion.
And selfishness. That's it.
So
team players around here. That's all that is. People don't know how to be team players.
I don't think the baby's his.
That's just what you're going with.
I don't think the baby's his. I think that's why she spent them.
I mean, 8 months ain't no years. It could be somebody that slid through.
No, he got a point.
Yeah,
he do.
Like,
he said, I've been dating her for 8 months.
Yeah, because like,
but that's
she
not
probably
years.
That was probably her side piece.
Mm-hmm.
Her and her man probably got back together.
That sound like the nigga from last week who was the side nigga for all them years.
And he like, in her mind, she like, you about to fuck my shit up.
So I got to cut you off.
Yeah. Because if she wanted to have a baby,
7 years a slave.
Even if he didn't, and she wanted to, she wouldn't ignore him.
Nope. She cutting him off as a whole.
Yeah, she's cutting him off for a reason.
So maybe you are not the father.
Sign over your parental rights.
Or if you care about her that much, because if you chasing him, you care. Because if not, if you...
Oh, yeah, if you chasing her, you care for sure.
Sign over your
don't terminate a pregnancy that's not yours.
He chasing her because he really don't want her to have that baby.
Pull up.
Make sure that's yours.
It ain't got shit to do with him caring about her right now. It's about, I don't want you to have this baby, so I'm going to keep stalking your ass.
I'm thinking like what he said. What if that's not his baby?
Sign over your parental rights. Just
I hear what he's saying. I'm not disagreeing with it. That's a possibility.
8 years.
That's a possibility.
No, 8 months.
No, that's 8 months.
Oh, that's not your baby, bro.
Yeah. He's exerting too much energy for something not his.
I'm sorry. Do not terminate that pregnancy. That is murder. You will be going away for a long time, my guy.
I mean, if you really think it's yours, you need to make sure that you get a paternity test done. Don't sign no shit. Don't sign nothing until you get a paternity test.
Yeah, because I don't think that's your baby either. You right. I didn't. I thought
8 months.
8 years.
No, it's 8 months. Yeah.
No, that's not yours.
So clearly, we had us a good ass time because
we didn't even get on to the music.
But
we can get to the topic. Let's go. Let's get to it.
No, because then it's gonna be rushing, and we won't be able to like.
What you mean? That's why you got him here. We got 15 more minutes. Let's get to it.
We do want to hear it. We do want to hear him.
Then we're probably gonna have a part 2.
That's
is
fine,
beautiful.
but why are we debating it right now? You taking up seconds.
This is beautiful. You guys are a beautiful podcast.
It's a nice topic.
How we just have conversations as if we not actually live and being recorded.
That's how
and we just continue our
conversations. Just a bunch of big mouths up here because we can go on and on about all the little topics.
I mean, you the one that be having these 5 topics that be deep as hell.
And then you want to add shit when we agreed upon something earlier, and then now we talking about this.
What?
Exactly. You added this shit.
It was
last minute on your ride in.
It was hot off the press, though.
Exactly.
It was hot. All right.
Let's get it. We got 20 minutes.
The nice topic is what happened to music, or what happened to the music.
Yeah, the music.
Tell
and now she's saying, I mean, the whole thing is
it's what happened to the music?
Yeah.
You put in
both.
That's what we put in there, basically.
It's both. It's either or.
It's either
like
or.
What happened to music? What happened to the music?
Just like the whole my whole mindset and thought behind that is just simply the way that music have changed. Within after I say every decade, because I love music, I listen to music, I like music, all kind of genres. So for me, I notice how every probably decade there's either a digression in certain genres where it becomes more depressed, and then other genres they become a little more positive. Like it's so weird. Like if you could just even think about hip hop, like back in the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to now, like I don't even know what today is.
It degraded. I mean, as a culture.
At all. I don't hear anything positive.
Yeah.
Everything is negative. Like nothing is like even y'all beloved that the women they love Beyonce. Like that new album, I'm probably the only person that's going to say I'm highly disappointed. What? Because it's ego driven. It's not really what's uplifting you to listen to her go in about herself, her greatness. Where's your greatness?
Well, let me share.
If you want to be that and everybody using these songs, but it's like y'all ain't really listening because it's not about you.
It's kind of shitting on you a little bit.
Before we dig too deep, let me share what the Creative Society's, first little bit of research is.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it accidental or purposeful propaganda? Over the past 60 years, lyrics in the popular music have become angrier and sadder. Researchers at Lawrence Technological University in Michigan analyzed the lyrics of more than 6,000 songs on the annual Billboard charts since the 1950s. They covered the time period of 1951 through 2016. They concluded that over the past 6 decades, lyrics in popular music have become significantly more aggressive and depressing. Simultaneously, the amount of positive emotions has noticeably decreased. In the second half of the 90s, the number of aggressive sentiments in the lyrics of popular songs began to rise rapidly. The peak of the trend, according to researchers, came in 2015. So, is it purposeful? But what does society stand to gain by training people's minds?
Agenda of control. How else do you control people if you don't control their emotions?
Well, I mean, one thing we have to, for me, when I hear that, I think of the maturity level. Like even for me at 34, and even when I was 24, it was very hard for me to listen to a rapper that was 21 or 18. You know what I'm saying? So the maturity level of music has decreased. I mean, it's hard for a grown-ass man that has a job, that travels, that has children, that are doing different things in life to listen to an 18-year-old boy being a druggie.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like when we think about the Isaac Hayes, the Aretha Franklins, they were mature people, and music is a conversation. So I would much rather have a conversation with someone 10 years older than me than someone, my same age or below. So that's one aspect of it. And also just, as black music, when we compare black music to other genres of music, our music never matured. Say for example, you had rock music. Rock was rock. People were against it, but it matured to soft rock, alternative rock, classic rock, big hair rock.
You do know we created everything.
Of course, that's my point.
You know that we started rock. We started all that shit.
Exactly. So the point I'm trying to make is, how do we go from implementing and starting new trends to degrading ourselves and limiting our creative abilities. Our creativeness is not there anymore. Even though but who created it? Older people. Chuck Berry, he was a mature man. My man's with the guitar.
But you know, that's the control of the pocket.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
you know
but that's
saying?
the control of the pocket that we kind of get caught up in versus a lot of artists like today. Mm-hmm. They are independent. They don't have these big labels behind them that have that creative control over them where they want to push what market research they did for the last 10 or 5 years. They want to push you to be this way because this is what the research shows, is that if we can put you in this particular box, then we can make sure that you sell this amount of albums and we get this amount of money. And in today's time, you don't even need none of that shit because I could post my own music.
I want to piggyback off that and say that's what I was going to say. I think one thing that pushes the agenda is even putting music in genres. I remember rapper Lecrae saying several years ago that he didn't like the idea of his music being labeled Christian hip hop, even though he speaks about his spirituality and his relationship with God. But he's like, why can't it just be hip hop? Because that's one of the things that he felt deters some people, and it might be the people who really need to hear his brand of music, that deters them from hearing it, because automatically you hear Christian hip hop, you think watered down, weak.
But remember, I never heard it until you told
Kendrick Lamar was labeled as Christian hip hop when he first came out.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought he was automatically just considered conscious. I didn't know he was putting I thought Chance the Rapper was considered a Christian, like called Christian. A Christian artist.
Kanye was too with Jesus Walks. Sorry to cut you off, but it was a big issue when Jesus Walks came out, and they was talking about, should they play this song in the club? We're talking about Jesus walking, and you're in the club. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that music needs to just be music. Why do we have gangster rap? Why do we have conscious rap, or
because these are
we didn't create the gangster rap label though. Somebody else labeled it, and then we just was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then of course, because they knew a lot of niggas back then was sheep, that you just go take whatever they tell you,
do whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they took advantage of people who they knew couldn't think for themselves. They didn't know how strong a label would be. Mm-hmm. They didn't know how this would impact what they're doing at that time. You know what I'm saying?
We also have to remember that hip hop music is like the CNN of the black community. People in California knows what's going on in New York by what's going on, whether it's the lingo, the language. So we have to understand, when there's any war going on, the first thing that is attacked is communication. Yep. And hip hop, rap music, black music, that is our communication. Mm-hmm. Whether it's style, this is what's going on down here in Atlanta, y'all call it this, but we call it that. And we have to understand that all these things, even from the Tiffany Haddish situation to what we're talking about with the music, it's another people who are dictating us on how we express ourselves creatively. So until we are the flagship people to dictate on what we're going to do, and damn, my mind just went blank as hell. But until we're in charge of our shit, we're going to always be doing someone else's shit.
Until we take control and we make it ours.
If you close your eyes and listen to hip hop music, that shit sound like a racist, prejudiced ass white man.
Yeah.
But it doesn't just happen to black artists.
No, it does.
Not only. Remember the artist Pink? When she first came out, she had more of like an R&B type of sound to her, because
Babyface was her
because she had the vocal, and she had the vocal ability. So they like, oh, let's market you as this. Right. She put that album out, and then somehow she was able to finagle her way into what she truly wants to put out as art, and it was more pop, on the more of a pop side. She still had the vocals, she still had the pipes.
She had different management. That's really what happened.
But she's white.
Different management team. Yeah.
Well, she was, at that time, she was a white girl with a soulful voice, and they ain't know what to do with it.
Same thing with Amy Winehouse.
So they put her in that category or whatever, and then eventually, because of how the music industry worked, she had to wait until she could
flow free,
get to where she really wanted to go. Now, Amy Winehouse
she started the same.
She was just dope, period, and she was always jazzy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying?
I loved her sound.
Yes.
But
they Pink, tried to change her.
They found Pink, and they was like, damn, this dope white girl. She sound, you know what I'm saying, soulful. Like, okay then. boom. Same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like when Tina Marie got discovered. You know what I'm saying? But she ended up, but because all of the music during that time was like that, she really just fit right in. And what, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was on that classic soul tip, that the funk, you know what I'm saying?
But they groomed Pink up to be like almost an appropriator, and she ain't even trying to be like that.
Well, that's because you got to remember where they come from somewhere. These people didn't just decide to wake up and be this way.
It's kind of like Justin Timberlake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when he first got found,
I think he was I think he learned to be that way. No.
I don't think where he's from, and I know somebody that grew up with him because I was in the service with him. No, he has always been. He's always been
that way.
But when he got signed. And because he was already like a teen prodigy, because he was on, what was he on, Nickelodeon, Disney or some shit?
Or something, yeah.
So they pushed him to NSYNC and all of that. That wasn't really what he wanted to do when he started out in singing. Mm-hmm. But because of he was a white boy, you got the blonde hair, he fit a certain
aesthetic.
Thank you.
Yeah, but to me,
that's why they pushed him that way.
People like him, Britney Spears, all them.
Britney Spears is white like
though. When you in the industry at 6 and 7, it's hard for me to believe that you had a different type of upbringing. When you in the industry that young, they paying for y'all to be in certain locations. They paying for y'all housing to make sure that you come. They paying for your mama and them. They actually might be. You ain't getting the money directly because they charging it back because it's the child that they paying for and it's not that they necessarily.
I'm going by environment. So he grew up in Memphis. Britney Spears ain't grow up in Memphis. You know what I'm saying?
But they was on the same show, living in the same area. So just because y'all address was Memphis, he wasn't growing up there. He literally been on Disney since 6 years old, bro. Like. He ain't grow up
in Nashville.
He ain't grow up nowhere but on the set. He was working 24/7, 9 months out of the year. So when people be like, when people been in the industry that long, you saw them 1 or 3 weeks out of a year. These ain't the way that they thinking and the shit that's going on with them and what's happening to them. Because I'm sure something probably happened to him when he was younger. The things that happen to him is not the same as us, how we grow up. The things that we see, the things that we do. We're not exposed at that young age to the type of shit that they exposed to in this industry. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I say I believe that he found a way to express himself. But when you look at certain people, you could just tell, like, you're not naturally like that. Mm-hmm. You picking that shit. Like, you're choosing to be that way. But why? That's what I see when I look at people. When people not being themselves,
we're always like, a product of our environment. He was
on the set.
No, he wasn't always on the set, bro.
He been on the set since he came out. When has he not been out? The moment he stopped doing Nickelodeon and Disney, he got right into NSYNC. He has never had a break from the industry. He has consistently worked since a child. So what do we mean? What's surrounded? What upbringing? Money? A lovely life? Private jets? Penthouses when you a kid?
But this is why Britney Spears is going through what she's going through
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. He didn't grow up in no hood or no regular neighborhood. That shit, whatever stories they tell you got to know that's a lie.
Black culture, we talking about Justin Timberlake. Black culture sheltered and saved him mentally and spiritually.
Yes.
You know, because if he didn't get absorbed in the black culture like he did, he would be another Britney Spears, shaving his head, going crazy.
That was his best friend.
You know, so that's a good point you was making about how these people are grown to being. To be honest, I mean, that little Tiffany Haddish situation that we was talking about, I wouldn't be surprised if them Disney kids went in them same situations.
I definitely think they've probably been in the same situations for the simple fact that gymnasts have.
I don't remember what's good.
And really anybody that at a young age ends up getting taken under their wing by somebody takes them under their wing and is grooming them or coaching them. Yeah, like I remember Usher, he got discovered so young that his mom let him go live with
Jermaine Dupri.
It was either Diddy or Jermaine Dupri.
No, I think it was Diddy first.
I think it was Diddy. Yeah.
So that was Bow Wow. My mama said it.
Bow Wow was with Jermaine Dupri. He was with and you know
from Snoop, from Snoop to
it was Snoop to
and then it just goes on from there because then Usher, of course, when he graduated to the pop icon that he is now, he took Justin Bieber under his wing, and that was his little protege. That
but see, like they did Justin Bieber kind of like how they did Pink. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I'm saying, like those was kids that was already from suburban areas. You know what I'm saying? And because their voice sounded a certain way, it was like, oh, we can do this with you because this is how you sound. It was strictly about how he sounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he's not even from here, actually, is he? Isn't Justin Bieber
is from Canada.
And they found him on YouTube, a YouTube video.
I forgot how they found him.
Yeah, it was
But
like
they heard his voice and they
how
was
Usher
like,
found him online, I
"Oh
believe.
yeah, you need to do this." You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, so would you say that music is just as traumatizing to white youth as it is black youth?
Nope.
Traumatizing.
So I wouldn't say
I don't think we
the
realize.
music is traumatizing. I think the people that are charged to make decisions, you know what I'm saying, who scout
The industry, the behind the scenes.
and prey on, you know what I'm saying, young people, whether they white or black, those are the people that's the problem. That's the real problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. Most of them, even the ones that started when they was young, they not writing their music. The people who scouted and found them, they putting groups of writers together.
Giving them the
They
song
putting
to
the
sing.
producers
Yep.
together. Just like if you listen to Usher's first album, that nigga sounded grown as hell in that boy. He was only 14.
Yeah.
Same thing with Brandy. You listen to her
Monica?
first album, because of how her voice was, they was like, we don't know what the fuck to do with you when you sounding like this at 12, 13.
Right.
So now we got to make sure your music sound
Okay,
a certain way. It was
they've
like
been doing
there was
that,
like
yeah.
it was like it was a certain innocence with Brandy's album, but then when you listen to it, it's like, yeah, like she shouldn't have been talking about this shit.
Monica
I feel the
at
same
that
way.
age,
I
you
feel
know
the
what I'm
same way. I
saying?
feel the same way. Even when I listen to the
Monica
radio,
too. Same thing
in
for
the
Monica.
morning, I feel the same way. Like, why are they talking about this at 8 o'clock in the morning? Aren't people taking their kids to school?
Yep. And they talking about a whole bunch
A
of
whole bunch of
inappropriate
crazy
shit,
stuff.
laughing about it, joking
Man.
about it, all kind of sexual jokes.
So
But that's why
the
things
only
like
difference between
podcasts
some of
and things
them
are
and
so much
like that's the only difference between some of them and like I don't really compare Justin Bieber to them because if you listen to Justin Bieber shit, he sounded like a little ass kid.
He always-
His early
he still
music,
do.
they it was all geared towards kids. But when Usher and you know what I'm saying,
It
when he
was geared
came out,
towards
that was some grown ass shit.
Yeah. My way.
Even his follow up album, that nigga was barely college age and he was singing some shit that
Hell,
should have been like
He
some.
wasn't in high school.
You know what I'm saying? He was on his way to
at ninth
college.
grade.
Yeah.
Like,
Me and Usher the same age, bro. He was on his way to college when he dropped that second album. I was about to be a senior in high
his second-
school.
I thought we was talking about the first album.
No, I'm talking about the second
Oh,
album.
no, yeah.
The first album, we was freshmen.
Well, I mean, shit, back
I
then,
was a freshman. We was freshmen.
Everything he was singing about at that point, he's lived it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, he done, I mean, when you in there, you can do what you want. He talked about that. How Diddy used to get him some girls and shit, so we know.
Yeah, but he wasn't writing none of his shit the first
No,
album.
he
That's why I'm
wasn't.
saying his shit it sounded way too. You knew it was grown ass niggas writing his shit.
All their music.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was
Facts.
just way beyond.
But they all was young. Toni Braxton was young when she did her first album.
I know her too, Monica.
Like, they
A lot of
17,
them.
They
That's
kids.
the point I'm making, right? Because you can manipulate a young child. You can't manipulate. Say, for example, I'm 34. It ain't really too much shit I'm trying to do for money that I don't feel comfortable with.
Right.
I've been broke before. I know how I feel to be broke. So I can. You know
Can't
what I'm saying?
nobody trick you into
Trick
doing
you,
some
you know
shit
what I'm
that you
saying?
don't understand
So
what you're
that's why
doing.
they grab them at such a young age, and they
Shit,
call it
Aaliyah was a
grooming.
kid.
They're
They was all
impressionable.
kids when
But
they
it was the
first
same
started.
thing. Her first album. You know what I'm
Was she
saying?
14, 15?
She was yeah, she was 14, 15.
Singing
Yeah.
sexual content to adults.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
That's
they're
what
not charging
that's what
for
the
that.
music industry was dictating at the time, and it also depended on what you sounded like. So Aaliyah didn't sound like the average 14,
Like a
15-year-old. You know what I'm saying? She had already been singing for years.
But even
know what I'm
on
saying?
those games,
She was
like that.
and
even on those like video game things or those songs, Kids Bop or whatever, it be grown songs and kid voices.
well, they changed the lyrics on a lot of them though. So
Yeah, but it's still like
so they a lot of them are a lot are more kid like than you know what I'm saying. You will realize like my daughter like the new stuff that's out. I listen to it. You can tell it's super obvious that they had to change like pretty much almost all of the lyrics.
Oh, they
you know what I'm
did that,
saying?
yeah.
Because they know that a kid can't listen to
certain stuff.
that shit.
Yeah.
Or
But
shit.
they do subliminal
So
stuff.
they literally are like doing full rearrangements. And the people that's doing it, they getting broke off some bread right now because
Yeah,
Kids
but
Bop,
that give them the
Kids Bop
idea to
is the
listen
shit.
to the other part. If they
Well,
hear
you know,
play it, now I gotta hear that version.
if the kids hear the other version, that's on the parents.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? That's at
But
that
they gonna
point.
search for it. They smart.
Well, nah, my daughter can't search for that shit. My daughter don't search for that shit. She can't.
Mine, 2 years old, no, what? I don't know how they would find certain things or pull it up just from listening to it. Pull it up. Motherfucker can't spell, can't read, but can pull up the exact same snippet of anything, a video, a movie.
But that's still about the parents though. What are you doing with your kids? My daughter can't pull that. She don't pull that shit up. She don't look for it. She know Kids Bop, my nigga. That's it.
Ain't no Kids Bop.
You know what I'm saying? Like I almost had to go to war with her mama because she was trying to play her all the. I'm like, yo, she's not gonna be able to listen to all this radio shit.
No, the radio.
You know what I'm saying? Like I posted a throwback video earlier. You know, my daughter used to love "Booed Up" by LMA.
Yeah.
You think about it? I was like, she shouldn't have been singing this stupid ass shit. It was funny. It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily she was only 2, but after that it was like, yeah, nah. Because then she gonna be looking for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she don't know nothing about none of that shit now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if she do listen to something else, it definitely ain't with me. When she with daddy, she know the fuck Kids Bop.
Hey.
Daddy, can you put on my favorite Kids Bop?
But look,
going straight to
you
it.
go in the restaurant, you can go to your local Chili's, you can go to any local restaurant, you know what I'm saying? And the music is on. Mm-hmm. You ain't got no control over what's being played, and it's all different. It's even walking into a CVS, any type of pharmacy, there's music being played now. You can go anywhere, and there's just random music being played.
I'm gonna say this too. One thing I've learned being an adult versus growing up as a child and watching my mom as an adult, we don't really censor ourselves. Like I remember my mom, it used to be like, get up, go on in the other room or stay out of grown folks' business, or we didn't have certain conversations weren't had around the kids. Now like these parents.
Yeah, that's why I don't take my daughter everywhere.
That goes to the maturity level.
Because other people don't think like that, and I'd be like, I be one to sock a nigga if you say some stupid ass shit.
They don't
in front of my kid.
They don't.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I had to leave a restaurant one time because this nigga was behind me talking crazy, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I was like, dog, you don't see these kids in here?
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give one.
Yeah.
So I was like,
they don't care.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, they don't care. That's why I wouldn't take a kid anywhere after a certain time. And I also feel like it should be that way,
It could be in the middle of the day and niggas be wilding, bro.
Yeah, but you most likely to have issues after 6:30 p.m. And to me, this is just me, I don't believe children belong in anybody's restaurant after 6:30 p.m. And you should be cooking at home and giving them a home cooked meal. And when you want to go out, you get your fucking babysitter and you leaving them motherfuckers at home. But that's just my opinion.
Sure. I agree with that.
I don't want to hear no whining. I don't want to see no fucking crayons rolling or falling on the floor. Or dropping no balls or no pacifiers or no bite. No, none of that.
Just go home.
Hey.
Yeah, I think after 6:30, kids shouldn't be in the restaurant.
I'm cut from a cloth like my folks. We went with them
everywhere.
My daughter
everywhere.
my daughter gonna be with me.
I took my son everywhere,
and she gotta learn what to do, what not to do, what's not good, what's you know what I'm saying? Because I could tell you all day, but if you ain't experienced it, like when we out. Yeah, you can say hi to people when you're with me. You speak. You don't go walking over to other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't just go
like
hug
that.
everybody. We're not doing that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit you got, nah. This is why you can't do that because this really is a stranger. But it's okay to be polite. Be polite. If somebody say hello, you say hello. But you right with daddy, though.
See,
you're not about to be all like...
that.
But
you know what I'm
conversation
saying?
that we've been having all day, right? From the like we was talking earlier, the crimes are getting more heinous at a younger age. Now, this is the root issue is it's not necessarily the family structure, but it's the role models of the family. Like even me being an uncle,
Structure too.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very sensitive about what my sister allows my niece and nephew to do. You know what I'm saying?
As you should be.
It might be cool with her, but I can only say so much. It's been times where I just walked out the room like, fuck it, y'all just deal with it yourself. But when she turned 13, 14, 15, and she got acting like this,
I don't want to hear it.
that's why. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of it, honestly, and I hate to say it, a lot of it is because we are so close in proximity to age to our elders.
Yes.
It's 10 years apart.
Yep.
And niggas' grandmas is 46. Niggas' mamas is 22. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Younger and younger.
When your grandma, I remember I'm 60, 70.
Man, what? Yeah.
Like,
So,
ain't no, how your grandma ain't even had her 50th? Damn,
that's your grandma?
I never forget. I was at the wave.
Yeah, my grandma was good in her 60s.
I was offended as I don't know what.
What?
I was at the wave pool and somebody was like, "Oh, you they grandma?" I was like, "I'm actually the nanny."
wow, okay. I didn't did that too. Like,
Like both of my grandmothers was at 60 years old.
Yeah.
I knew grandma in 60s. Like
Grandma
I don't know.
Ain't nobody never did me like
grandmas in their 40s,
I
bro.
know.
That shit, I be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy, we went to the Wu-Tang concert together, and it's crazy because his daughter had a kid. Nigga, we 43 and you a granddaddy. God damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm experiencing this shit with niggas. I'm like, yo, we fucking graduated from high school together, and you a fucking granddaddy or a grandmama now?
I got several people
I'm
that
still a daddy.
graduated with me.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is wild, bro.
I know a lot of 40-year-old grandparents.
That shit is crazy. It never used to be like that, dog. It was never like that.
so what
before.
happens to
Knock
that?
on wood,
So what happens to that
I ain't
knowledge?
doing
So
shit.
when you have a grandmother that's 70 years old and you're 20, 70 years old is 24 times almost. So your grandma has been that to that
Wise.
4 times. You see what I'm saying? How much knowledge, how much music, how much insight can she show you? So the same thing that we talk about what's happening in music, how it's degrading, it's the same thing that's happened with the black man's skills when it comes to building, using technology,
Yeah.
fixing cars, changing tires. Like, I done got into a couple scraps with a couple people. You know, and I changed the damn tire, dog.
Yeah.
That shit come in the trunk.
Yeah. This
You know
is a
what I'm saying?
fact.
And
They
it's
don't.
like, so what stopped? Did dads just say fuck it? Did mamas just say fuck it? Or did they just have to work?
I think that it's not that
It's
they
a combination
just
of
have to
both.
work.
Yeah.
I
But
think
I
you
mean,
gotta
my
put
dad had to
time.
work
gotta
all the
make it
time,
important,
but he,
too.
Yes.
my dad worked all the time. Like shit, I can remember my daddy had like 3 jobs at a time. You know what I'm saying, for a nice amount of time. But my daddy was trying to make sure everything was smooth. You know what I'm saying. And my mom in the beginning, she only worked part time. So my dad was like, well, shit, you working part time. Let's make sure the kids is good. I'm gonna go ahead and hustle. I'm doing it. And he was working at Ford, so he was always making good money. But he was like, nah, I want to make sure that we can do some shit. So he always had 2 other part-time jobs. And everything we went to fucking do, he made sure we went to Disney World, Disneyland, all other type of
That's the
shit.
part.
That shit is
You know
important
what I'm
to black
saying?
families, though.
So, but he
Very important, very important.
also taught me shit about cars. Nigga, I remember I was like 7, 8 years old.
but
he under the hood with me like, this is what
You
this
ain't the
is.
norm, though.
No, I mean,
You had both your parents.
a lot of people that I grew up with, whether they was 2-parent homes or single-parent homes, everybody on our block, all our parents taught us how to fucking change the
But that's
oil.
what we saying now.
You know what I'm
they
saying?
not
Change the
teaching that.
tire.
They
They ain't
not.
teaching that.
Oh
now.
yeah, I know that
They
now.
not even teaching life skills.
I'm saying back in the
At
day,
all.
the parents made it a point because at that time, that shit was like you had to learn it, you had to know it.
I think
because
if you had a father or a grandfather around, you were taught that. And
These kids can-
nowadays,
Yeah.
you don't really have a lot of grandfathers and fathers around who are doing that
These kids can
at
create
all.
content.
They ain't even
but
working
they
on
can't
cars.
fry
They ain't
an
doing
egg.
shit.
you said they
Shit.
can create
They
content,
can
but
create
can't fry an
content,
egg.
but they can't fry
Yeah, but
an egg.
nobody's actually showing them something different. Like my son worked at a tire shop when he was 10 years old on the regular. So it's just certain things that, and the only reason why I knew that is because I had a grandfather who stepped in and showed me different things. But nowadays, everybody's pulling up. You have a service to take care of certain things. So they're not being raised or taught to be hands-on on anything. They're taught to actually pay for a service.
Right.
They being taught to research the best price. You know, find who's going to do the cheapest labor, find who's going to do whatever, but not this is how you do it. Like that. But that goes with a 40-something-year-old grandparent because at 40-something years old, you don't have the time to be sitting around teaching them carpentry, teaching them certain things. If you work every day, if you got a family yourself, and you taking care or watching your grandkids at times, that just won't happen. That's the big difference. The gap is at 60 and 65, 70, my grandparents was retired. So they had time to say, this how you work in the garden, this how you pull the strawberries, this how you change the tire, this how you change the oil, this how you fix the light bulb, hell, this how you fix the VC. Like, it was different things that if you didn't have somebody who had the time, in which at 40 years old as a grandparent, you don't have the time.
Well, that's why like stuff like YouTube is, people like YouTube personalities and podcasts are so important, and so because it's like these is niggas' uncles now. Kevin Samuels was niggas' uncles almost. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So and so was someone's dad.
Yeah.
Because like we don't really have. Well, I was fortunate enough to grow up with parents, uncles, and all that, but that's not always the answer to it, though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can grow up in a 2-parent home and it be this
still
way.
be shitty.
Yeah, so it's really also
it can be
about
bad.
Yeah. So
You could be double trouble for y'all.
But it is the example. But you
But
gotta have one. If you have, I think sometimes, especially for young black men, that if you have that one active example, like for us, we miss somebody caring about us because we don't ask for it. We don't seek it. We don't show that we lack in it. But when you have that one male figure who shows interest, who's his actual figure for you to look up to, that's what makes the impact.
But I
in
feel like
what you're
men are
doing.
at such a disadvantage too, because like I said earlier, the lack of mentorship and the reaching back. The lack of classroom representation. There's not a lot of male teachers, let alone black
Principals,
male
none of
teachers.
that.
correct.
Even where I work in counseling. Well, no, there's no male counselors at my school. We don't see a lot of male counselors in the counseling field at schools. Social work. It's so many fields that need men that are female dominated, but they really do need men. Therapists.
Well,
Well,
a lot of that,
a lot of
that is because of the power structure. This guy, kind of how you mentioned earlier about just the power thing.
shift.
So like when my grandmother, she taught in the schools, like all the teachers was women. The men were the principals, or they was the
Gym teacher.
they was like gym teacher. And then they might have been like head custodian, shit like that. But as far as like, they literally was like the woman's role is to rear and nurture the children. So that's why they was the teachers.
Yeah.
And that cycle, it stayed that way even all the way up through when I was in school. It didn't start to shift until I was coming out of elementary school. And then we started seeing more men teachers. And this is like the end of the 80s, early 90s. Then you started seeing more male teachers because classrooms started to kind of like grow and get out of control. Then it was like, this is too much for a woman to have. But they also started cutting back in education when it used to be, you used to have a teacher, you had a teacher's aide, and it was another person that was assigned to classes.
A college
so
student.
then they started changing that. And that's when shit started getting fucked up.
And teachers are grossly underpaid. I think there would be
Definitely.
so many more
so
male
much
teachers.
more.
Like, we always drive the point home for men to be providers and breadwinners. So they go out here and they seek the careers that will have them
Be able
bring
to
home the
provide.
bacon. Teachers don't make no money.
And they need to make a whole
And they
lot
need to
more.
make so much more money.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
they
agree with that.
be planning to take the teachers on the
And they
like,
bust
for real.
their ass.
Like, if you a guy and you in education, you gotta be in administration or you gotta be on a university level.
Yeah, they don't stay in the classroom long.
Maybe some principals
Yeah, 'cause you
at
definitely
an
don't
elementary
catch your case.
school or middle school.
You gotta be in.
They
You gotta
hurry
be
up and
administration.
elevate,
You gotta
yeah.
be. You gotta be. You can't just be just a teacher. You know
I
what
used
I'm
to want to
saying?
be a principal. I was gonna go to school to be a
Joe
principal.
Clark. Get them
Who?
chains off the door.
Yeah, I would have got them little motherfuckers together.
I'm not gonna lie, man. In school, man, some of my most influential teachers were male teachers.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying?
They
we
were
need
male
more.
they cared.
But one
wish
thing
I
I
could say
have
that.
noticed is that
Mine was.
it's like the prison system and the military system. That's society's dad now. If that makes sense.
It's the justice system.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, say, for example, your mom asks you to do something, you don't want to do it, you rebel. Okay? You do that in the military, you do that in jail, what is the outcome?
You're gonna be there longer.
You're going to be there longer, you'll get yelled at. There's going to be some type of aggression or sternness pushed on you for you to act right. And men do have that. Men do bring an anchor to society. You know, so I guess that's why
it's a structure, but with the prison system, you got to realize that the government 100% guarantees a full house.
But however,
they paying these motherfuckers 100% capacity for them to create space because they are betting against us every single day.
Correct.
And this is in the contract that they have with the prisons. That even though we don't have enough mates to fill up your prison, we still paying you if you have a contract with the government. So they're 100% betting against us. So a lot of this is systemic. It's to create us to feel that way. It's to create for we don't feel like we have a voice. We don't feel like we can actually express ourselves because that's only really in the black community.
Yeah, but
because in other communities, white men, Asians, they are very expressive. And it is okay when they are expressive and they are loud and they are bold about anything that they want to do is looked at as determination. It looked at as drive. But when we do it, it actually becomes now arrogance. We're making somebody uncomfortable. They're fearful of us, and now we're a threat. So now we're a threat. We committed a crime before the crime even happened. Like we didn't even do anything, and automatically we're guilty. And now you caught up in the system where you got this person that's on your head. That's why, to me, I understand why the military and things like that is necessary, but I think for historically us as African Americans, I don't agree with us being in a system that was built and designed to kill and put us in prison. Because
I don't agree with the system.
You know how many black men went to jail after going to war?
Right.
For something that they did while they was out fighting for a country that didn't give a fuck about them?
Correct.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't necessarily, yes, you're right. The system itself is foul. But when we look at how many great nationalistic schools of thought that came from black prisoners, Nation of Islam, Hebrew Israelites, Moorish Science Temple, all these were philosophies that came up in jail.
Come from people that was slaves.
Because you had steel sharpening steel. Not only were some of my male teachers some of the greatest influence, men that spent time behind bars.
Yeah, because we evolved.
Look what jail did to Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? That's that, lack of a better word, that's that father figure that's in our society. That's what they give us.
But to me, that's not jail. What that is, that's called solitude. If you learn to meditate properly and you spend enough time with yourself, you reach a higher level within your energy that you're able to connect on levels with the universe, yourself, and everything else about whatever it is you want to accomplish or manifest or have bestowed upon you or come like how that realization that comes from that solitude. That's why when brothers do get out who have actually spent the appropriate time with themselves, they really do excel. But they're not excelling from a system that wants them never to leave.
Correct.
And that separation that they had to go through. They really excel from that solitude of now I can hear whatever it is that I believe in. Because, everybody had their different beliefs. But for me, it's just like when you go through a hard time, you get to your lowest because you're by yourself.
Right.
And when you're by yourself is when you actually can hear. Whether it's your words, whether it's God's words, whether it's whoever you believe in, that happens when you actually focus and are alone within your own self. And then you kind of grow, and that's why you never make that same mistake. I just think the system is it's super fucked up. And like you said, you learn from those type of examples. I've learned from those examples, but I also see the problem with us being forced to go through that to get to those examples.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, that's the biggest problem, is that society almost forced us to go through hardship so that we can be something that they never wanted us to be, and then they try to tear us down again. Like, that's the sick part of it. Like, that just bothers me.
That's an excellent point, man. That's an excellent point. I appreciate that.
Definitely. I think we definitely way over time because we are all really
Tasha say she
enjoying these
ready.
conversations, and Tasha is sleepy. So we're going to have to wrap this shit up. It was definitely a deep and dope conversation. I definitely want to thank our guests for coming up here and spending time with us today.
Yes, CL,
Thanks for having
thank
me.
you. I hope you had a good time.
I had a great
Definitely.
time. I was a little nervous. Hope you ain't got me on camera picking my scabs, man.
We probably do, and that'll just be something that go back.
Shit, ain't no
To
telling.
look at and learn from.
When you blow up and somebody get your record and everything pop off like it's supposed to, then they just gonna play that video back, and hopefully they shout us out for
sure.
having the video, make a meme out of it, whatever they want to do.
Man, this show is going to be big, man. This show is going to be
Appreciate
big. I can't. No black podcast in the city comes to mind right now, or even online.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Thank
make sure
you.
we come
You know
to
what
your
I'm saying?
mind.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
Like
he's
that
saying.
comes
He
my,
feeling
what I'm
it.
saying. Like I can't. The Missus and the Savage, Lady and the Savage.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate
CL.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, y'all. So, thank y'all for tuning
Your
in.
eyes going down.
Yeah, I am
I
a
hope you
grandma.
make it home safe.
I'm supposed to be in the bed. I'm tired.
Make sure y'all check us out next week. We appreciate y'all coming and joining us tonight. Definitely hit us up if you want to tell your business as usual. And we definitely want to show off whatever it is, whether it's a talent, whether it's a product. We definitely going to have another one in regards to music because we got to get deep in that one.
Well, thanks for joining us live. Catch us on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm so sleepy, y'all. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. This episode will be live on YouTube within 48 hours. I promise this
Y'all
time.
heard her. Y'all heard her. Not
promise
a
this
week.
time. I know.
Less than 48.
Listen.
That's if
Hey.
we let her go home. She's scratching her
I'm
forehead.
doing so much better. Didn't I get you the info
We about to
early
go.
today? Same day, but early. Anyway, love y'all. Mean it. Don't let them come for me,
Definitely.
y'all.
We out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.